Hey everybody, so it's ECB tomorrow and today I'll take you through my prep. We're going to start by looking at the economy as a whole and how it's changed since last meeting. After that we're going to go through some technicals and we'll look at the BUND, and then third we'll look at some expectations for the meeting, and then I'll give you a few final thoughts. Alright, let's get started. Okay, so here we're looking at the Euro daily chart from the futures. And this line here that I've just drawn in, that's the close on the 22nd of April, which was the last ECB meeting. You can see here that we're now trading up here, which is higher. However, if we look back here, here's the start of 2021, so we're still within that balance. In the same analysis again for the BUND, here's the close on the 22nd of April, and here we are now trading roughly in line. Okay, and here we've got the Euro STOXX, and so just up here is where the market closed at the last meeting. Now it's trading up here, so European equities are now stronger. So we looked at some of the markets, but now we need to sort of think about inflation as well. So if we look at the 5-year, that's like a little bit higher than where it was at the last meeting. It's sort of pushed up a little bit higher than balance. And then if we look at how the market also shows inflation, which is like 2s, 10s spreads, they're roughly in line for Germany. And then if we look sort of between countries, like between Germany and Italy, roughly the same as it was last meeting as well. So there's no sort of blowout in between or any sort of like dramatic change. So right now, all the economic factors and sort of the things that the ECB looks at are roughly in line with last meeting and not really pressuring them to do anything. Okay, now we'll have a quick look at COVID stats. So what we can see here is the confirmed cases, and I've just picked a bunch of EU countries, so France, Spain, Portugal, Italy, Germany, Poland, and you can see the trend is all to decreasing cases. If we look at people vaccinated, well, that's tracking pretty nicely with most countries above the 40% mark. So in terms of COVID, we're seeing cases going down and vaccines going well. So the key concern for this meeting is any changes to purchase pace for PEP, and so then it makes sense to trade BUNDs because that's the relevant market. Okay, so we're going to look at the BUND now, and we'll start with the daily chart. And you can see here that the market's made a low, pulled back, and then it's been bullish into the ECB meeting. If we look here at the weekly profiles, we can see last week's this bikini weekly, and then this week with the no excess low has just found support at the top of that week, like at the top of the value area high, and then has bid, and right now it's trading at the highs. Then we're going to look at the profiles and try and understand how the market was bidding. Well, firstly we've got this no excess low from Monday, and then we've got this 2 TPO low from yesterday. It's a double distribution. It closed in the upper distribution, but you can see here the low volume area in between the distributions is 3 TPOs wide, and so actually that doesn't offer the greatest support. The market can slice back through that, but it's still quite far away. And then this morning the market held here and has just gone on this really extended bid, and if we look at how the market did this, it's just one time framing higher and higher and higher, so there's not really a lot of support in here. So the last thing to talk about is expectations, and most banks think that ECB will maintain this significantly higher purchase pace, and so if that happens, then basically it'll be as is and we'll be trading sort of the technicals and positioning. If they do something hawkish here, then there's obviously this this long position that we looked at, and the market should unwind that, so that should be a great trade. The other thing to be aware of is that we also have US CPIs tomorrow, and so we really need to be careful that that doesn't disrupt this flow, and we've got to have a plan for that too, but we need to wait and see what the market looks like tomorrow morning.